We're good? Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome. I'll give it another minute here before we jump in. Our sound should be good. Hi, everyone. How are you? Can you give a quick note on the messages there to make sure my sound is working? Make sure you're picking me up here. Today's talk is about hope. So excited. I'm going to give it another 30 seconds before we jump in here.
Ken is watching.
Ken, dude, I'm going to keep sending you the John Maxwell stuff, Ken. It's fun, right? Every morning I wake up. If you all don't know John Maxwell is one of the very best teachers I've ever come across in my life. John Maxwell is a leadership coach. He is the authority when it comes to leadership in the world. And John has a Minute with Maxwell, it's called. You can sign up for it on his website. And this is something that will change your life. If you wake up every morning and you listen to John Maxwell for 1 minute, it's going to prime your mind for the day. Every single day is the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning. I wake up, grab my phone, boom. It's the best thing ever. John Maxwell. He's written 700 books, something like that. A lot of books.
Connection
Oh, it does it all the time. Yeah, we're okay. Yeah. We're all good. I think you all hear me. Is it 3 o'clock? Okay. So hope. Today's talk is about hope. Hope is the great activator in life. No hope, no action. Hi, everyone. Randy Dietrich here, Blue Ridge Winery. Thank you for being part of my life. I'm grateful for you all. You all make my life possible. So I work really hard at this stuff. I want to tell you, I treat your time like money. I value your time. I'm never going to waste your time. I spend hours and hours and hours of my life preparing for this time because I value your time. When you think about this, over the course of a week, there could be 10,000 people that watch this video, and if the video is 15 minutes long, what is 15 minutes times 10,000? That's a lot of man hours I'm burning up. And I want to tell you, I treasure your time. I work hard. My mission in life is to add value to your life. That's my personal mission statement. I say it all the time. Everyone should have their own mission statement. Every company does. We should have it as people. What is your mission? And everything you do in life should be backed up to that mission statement. If it doesn't back up the mission statement, you don't do it. My mission, to add value to you all. I hope today adds value. So here we go. Should we jump in? Today's talk is about hope. Hope is the great activator in life. This is going to be the premise of the talk. Without hope, you will do nothing. It causes every single bit of action. Think about it. This morning, when you woke up, you would have never turned the handle of your shower if you did not hope water would come out, right? You would never turn the key to your car unless you hope it starts. You would never stay in a relationship without hope for the future. Didn't have hope for the future, you're going to move on. Hope causes every bit of action. I promise you, you will never waste your time studying for a test you don't hope to pass. I can connect hope to every single action. It's the great activator. So here we go. Today, I asked some people. I'm upstairs on the deck and I'm walking around and I go, what are you most hopeful for? Here are the answers I got. What are you most hopeful for? You ready? They go, I'm hopeful that the pandemic isn't going to interrupt school starting very much. The one guy goes, I'm hopeful for this coming school semester that it's kind of a normal semester. I'm hopeful for happiness of everyone in the future. I'm hopeful that society is a very accepting and loving and caring society. I'm hopeful that my kids are healthy and happy and whole. These are the answers that I got when I said, what are you hopeful for? What I want to point out about these answers, every single one of these is a major problem in the world today. Everyone. Your school starting, your happiness, your kids being healthy. These are some major challenges. It's safe to say that hope and challenges are directly connected. And the larger the challenge, the more hopeful you must become. Without challenges in life, there's not much hope. We had a conversation up here earlier, and I said, I think that people, that everything is given to them in life, that they just live this very comfortable life. There seems like there's not much challenges, and life is just kind of smooth sailing all the time, and a lot is given to them. They have problems with hope, because hope is generated through challenges. That's when it's needed the most. So how to generate hope? Okay? How can you generate hope in your life? When you make a commitment to someone, including yourself, when you make a commitment, hope is generated in that commitment. Think about it. If I say to Tiff, okay, so tonight I'm going to rebuild our sleeping situation. This is something we have challenges with right now, right? So how do you sleep? We got kids everywhere. They're crawling over the house, and someone's got to sleep around here, right? So Tiff goes, all right, why don't we change up the beds where these kids sleep over there, we sleep over there, and so on. So I told her tonight, I'm going to rebuild the beds. That just generated hope for the future, because her hope is by changing the sleeping situation, we're all going to get more sleep, right? So when you make a commitment, it generates hope in the present moment. It can generate hope for yourself and for others. But here's the neat thing about this. When you keep your commitment, it generates trust. I love this. The commitment generates hope. Keeping the commitment generates trust. Because tonight, when I go up to the house, if I don't rebuild those beds, Tiff's going to go, what's up? You said you were going to do it. Now you don't? Come on. She'll go do the beds. You said you would, right? Keep your commitments. And you know whose commitments you should keep the best, the most? The ones for yourself. Because your opinion of you matters more than anything. We're going to get to this. Hope and self-esteem. They are directly connected, aren't they? Your hope and your self-esteem or self-worth or self-image. These things are so connected, because if you don't think very much of yourself, your future might not be that bright. You're only as free as your options. This is a true statement. I'm going to come to it in a minute here. But your self-esteem, my gosh, I tell people, the way you see yourself matters more than anything, because you can't get away from it. Your self-image, your self-worth. Whose opinion of you matters the most? Your own opinion. You can never escape your own opinion of yourself. So how do we build our own self-esteem? We build our own self-esteem by keeping the commitments we make to ourselves. What I'm talking about here is being a person of your word, telling the truth to yourself, living in the truth, not telling ourselves any sort of false lies, accepting the reality that we live within. By accepting our reality, we now can do something about it. This was John Maxwell's talk this morning. Accepting the reality that you live in, telling yourself the truth. Because by doing that, you're now going to be able to generate hope. Because deep within you, you know the truth. So it means this. It means if you say you're going to exercise, you exercise. If you say you're going to read a book, you read a book. If you say you're going to do something, you do it and you follow through on this. By doing this for yourself, you'll become the type of person that you can depend on. And I've never met someone that does not trust themselves that trusts other people. You just can't give away something you don't have. So it's not going to happen. So you must follow through for yourself. By following through for yourself, you're going to generate more hope in your future, because your future is going to look brighter, because you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to think higher about yourself. You're going to be able to accomplish more things. When I say you're only as free as your options, what I mean is this. In life, if you become a writer, a winemaker, a backhoe operator, a builder, I can go on, a store, an accountant, you have lots of options in life. If one door closes, lots of more doors are available to you. This is what generates hope. Freedom and options in life, right? You're only as free as your options. So continue to learn. Never stop learning. Man, right now, all the kids just graduated from high school. I go, great. That was your lesson on how to learn. Life begins today. If your learning stops when you graduate high school or college, your options will fall apart. And your life stops in a lot of ways. Learning is the key to success in so many ways. I've been asking this question today too. This is directly connected to hope. Are people doing the best they can? I would ask yourself this question. Do you think people are doing the best they can in life in general? When you meet someone and you might think they could be doing better than they are. Do you feel, man, you should be doing so much better than what you're doing? Or do you think to yourself, that person's doing the best they can with the tools they got, with what brought to them the right here at this moment in life? This is directly connected to hope. And the reason is this. Contempt is deadly in every area of life. If you have a relationship with someone, a personal relationship, and you're in contempt of each other, that relationship is in major trouble. Dr. John Gottman has proven this out of the Seattle Love Lab. He says if there's a couple that is in contempt, the relationship it's just over at this point. Because contempt means that I'm better than you and I can talk down to you. Imagine if I were to say something like this to Tiff. You idiot. How could you ever act like that? In order for me to ever, I would never say it to you, love. In order for me to say that to her, I must think that I'm here and she's here and I know more than you. That's why I can call you an idiot. That relationship is in a lot of trouble, big time trouble. Well, in society, if I assume that people are not doing the best they can and they can do better, I'm in contempt of them. And my relationship to the world is in trouble. I fall prey to this sometimes. I get frustrated. I get upset. I'm just so angry. I'm so frustrated. I just wish they would do better. You know, it's going to happen. People are going to let you down. And when they do, be very careful about never falling into contempt. Pull back. Pull back to the position of, I believe everyone is doing the best they can. Because if you don't take that position, you're in contempt of the whole world. And contempt will destroy any relationship. When you make the position, when you take the position that I'm assuming everyone's doing the best they can, I'm now hopeful for those people. If I don't think they're doing the best they can, how can I be hopeful for them? They're not even trying, right? I mean, it's hard to find hope in that. Someone asked me earlier, they go, well, how do you deal with someone if you obviously see that they're not doing the best they can, like their potential's here, but they're performing here, and you see it, you just know. My answer was this. I go, you know, I've been up against that. I've been that person where I go, I know they could do better. I'm so frustrated with this person. You know what I say to him? I go, you're doing the best you can. I believe in you. It snaps it into reality so hard. Because the moment you say to someone, I know you're doing the best you can, they're going to look at themselves and go, oh my God, I'm not doing the best I can. And you know, I don't believe you can ever fix someone. You can only fix you. They can only fix them. There's no words you could ever say to fix them. They have to realize it themselves. And if you take a position saying, I think you're doing the best you can, they now have the opportunity to say, no, I can do better. But if I took that position, I stole it from them. Anyway, are people doing the best they can? Hope and optimism. People ask me, what's the difference between optimistic and hope? I always put it like this. Optimism is a feeling. I can be optimistic about something. I feel it. It's a feeling that I have. Hope is a position you take in life. Hope is a position you take, and nothing's going to pull me away from it. I am hopeful even when it looks dreadful. Hope, I mean, think about it. When I said, what are you hopeful for? The answers were all the problems, right? Hope is a position you take in life and you do not move from that position. That's hope. We talked about you're only as free as your options. The more options you have, the more freedom you have in life. Our lives will only improve when we take chances. Remember when I asked the question, what are you hopeful for? And people just started giving all kinds of problems. I would say that your life begins right at the edge of your comfort zone. I say it to Sally all the time. Sally's watching them here live, making sure it's playing right. I go, you know, I love to live on the edge of the comfort zone because that's where life starts. That's where you can take chances. That's where you're not sure what's about to happen and everyone's hopeful for it. Think about it. If you are trying to qualify for the Olympics, you have a lot of hope to qualify for the Olympics. Then if you make it, you have a lot of hope to make the final round. And then you have a lot of hope to win that medal. That's a lot of hope. If you are someone that does not even try, you don't even throw your hat in the game, how can you have the hope? Your life begins at the edge of your comfort zone. Step out. Do it now. This is your time. Your life has begun. No one's going to tell you when to go. Your go time was the moment you were born. My mom would say to me, Randy, pursue all your dreams with all your imagination and never, ever, ever let that false sense of fear interfere with your life. If you live like that, I promise you, your life will become full of hope because you'll step out of your comfort zone and you'll be nervous and scared and hopeful, and then you'll step out again and you'll begin to live a life that you cannot possibly ever live outside your comfort zone. And if you were to, you would think, why is life so dull? Why is it so gray? Why is it so boring? Step out and stay out and become that type of person, and the world will become a feedback loop for you. They're going to go, wow, this is someone that does great things. They jump and then they build the ground to land on. This is the type of person that you want to become. This is where hope means so much in your life. Your life begins right at the edge of that comfort zone. Step out and jump. Take the chance. Because in life, you do not get what you want in life. You get what you are in life. This is the way it works. Wherever you look, there you are. We all live in the same world, but no one experiences the same world. The reason has to do with the way we see ourselves and our level of hope and enthusiasm for the future. Man, jump now. This is the biggest opportunity in the world right now, because right now the whole world is shut down. The opportunities are everywhere. They're laying everywhere because people are scared. You know what happens when people are scared? They freeze. They become paralyzed. Harvard study just came out like 2 months ago. They study these rats in a cage. They have the rats, they're in a cage, they're walking around, they're feeling good, right? They're eating their food, they're doing their thing. And then what they do is they take the rats, and as the rats are sleeping in their little house, they take a cat and they put the cat there. Then they take the cat back out and they remove the cat. So the smell of the cat is in that cage. The rats wake up in the morning. They walk out. Guess what they do? They freeze. They don't run. They don't take action. They don't do anything. They don't try to persevere. They just freeze. They become paralyzed. This is how people are. When fear strikes us, we freeze. But it's dangerous, because when you freeze, the cat can eat you. The key is to attack. The key is to take action, to reinvent, to rebuild, to step out and reinvent yourself and get out of the comfort zone. I can tell you this, Sally and I were just talking about this upstairs. Do you know, if the pandemic did not hurt, I would not be sitting here right now? Blue Ridge reinvented in a second. We created a complete brand new business within 12 hours. We instantly went everything online. We created a media company overnight, and you jumped in deep. Do you know that I told Tiff, I go, all right, we are about to spend $10,000 on media equipment. Scary stuff, because your numbers are nosediving. It's now's the time. This is the opportunity. Can I read something to you? I cut and pasted this. I didn't write this. I believe this is from John Maxwell. In general, we get what we expect in life. I don't know why this is true, but it's true. Norman Cousins remarked, the main trouble with despair is that it is self-fulfilling. People who fear the worst tend to invite it on themselves. Heads that are down cannot scan the horizon for new openings. Bursts of energy do not spring from a spirit of defeat. Ultimately, hopelessness leads to hopelessness. If your expectations for life are negative, you will end up experiencing a lot of negativity. And those negatives are compounded and become especially painful because negative expectations cause a person not to learn from their losses. I love that. Do you know that if you walk into my house, I have this giant sign above the garage door. It says, expect great things. Do you know that if you walk up the steps of the winery, it says, expect great things? When you go into my living room, sign on the wall, giant, 3 foot by 6 foot, expect great things. You will get whatever you expect in life, period. You become what you think about most of the time. Your mind thinks at 1,500 words a minute. Are you thinking about positive things, or are you thinking about negative things? Your mind is a program. It's a programmable computer. If it's programmed to be negative, you need to reprogram it. The way you do this is you become aware of your thoughts when you're not thinking. The way my mom trained me, she put a rubber band on my wrist. And she said, Randy, every time you think a negative thought, I want you to snap that rubber band. But at the end of the day, I'm going to see how red your wrist is. If it's not red, you're not aware of your thoughts. Man, after a while, my wrist was so darn sore. But you can program your mind. Feed the good, get the good. feed the bad, get the bad. You will become what you think about most of the time. Your mind has no opinion of what you put into it. It doesn't care if you feed hopeful, positive, enthusiastic things or negative, doubtful, worryful things. It doesn't care. It's kind of like the dirt. The dirt doesn't care what I plant. I could plant grapes, corn, soy, grass, sunflowers. Who cares? It does not care what I plant. It's going to give me whatever I put in. Your mind's the same way. Whatever you plant, it's going to put out. If you look around your life today, you are where you are because of what's gone into your head. We are a total accumulation of all of our experiences in life. It's not the things, it's not the people, it's not anything but the experiences we live. I've been writing a book lately. We're about to publish it. We're so close. And it opens up with this concept that we are who we are because of what we fed our minds. The last sentence says, this only applies to people under 20 years old. Children cannot control their circumstances. But as we become adults, we can control our circumstances. We are responsible for ourselves. We are responsible for our minds. You're responsible for every thought you have. If you don't think that's true, who eats for you? Who thinks for you? Who talks for you? Who walks for you? Well, you do. We are responsible for ourselves. The moment we take this on and we go, who's accountable? I'm accountable. All excuses are gone. Zig Ziglar puts it like this. He goes, tell me, is there something you can do right now in this moment that can make your family life, your work life, your personal life better? That can make it worse right now? Of course there is. There's lots of things you could do to make it worse right now. So that means, is there something you can do right now to make it all better? Of course there is. By taking on that responsibility, you have just declared that my life is responsible for me. I'm accountable. That means you just gave up every excuse in the world. There are none. It's because of me. Who thinks for you, who talks for you, who walks for you, you do. All right, positive thinking, hopeful thinking, must be followed by positive doing. It's got to be followed by it. If you want to succeed big, then start with small victories. You got to have the little ones along the way. Nothing encourages hope like success, and those little successes matter. And you know what I've noticed? Kids are full of hope. They are. Like, I have a Natalie baby. That little girl's so full of hope. Maggie is like, she's bounced off the walls full of hope. Joseph boy, that guy can do anything. That guy can do anything, including like things that are scary. Like, get down, get down. Kids are full of hope. Children do not understand that hope can be lost. I have young kids. 9-month-old, 2-year-old, and a 6-year-old. Those babies are full of hope. I've never met a depressed 1-year-old baby. Never met them. They're happy, laughy. They're all excited, right? They're just excited little people. They are full of hope. And you know, my mom got me involved with ski racing very young. So I grew up ski racing. And there's a rule that says if you do anything for 10,000 hours, you become really good at it. So I got to race the World Cup for the U.S. for a couple of years. A lot of fun. Takes you around the world. I always want to point out it is not impressive. Because if I did not make it, I would have been a complete loser. 10,000 hours is the way it works, right? Now, I've gotten to give talks to young ski racers. I go to race academies. And I promise you, if I bring up hope to a group of 8-year-olds, they have no idea that you could ever lose hope. They're full of hope. They're like, dude, Randy, what are you talking about? You could lose hope? Are you kidding me? And I'm like, oh my God, I finally get it. These kids have never, ever been influenced by the outside world. They don't realize that there's a couple negative people out here. And these negative people can say things and do things to you and let you down and kind of destroy some of your enthusiasm, excitement, and hope for life. They can do that to you, right? I mean, adults get this. Every time I do a talk in the underground, they go, yeah, it's true. There's some mean people out there, and, you know, they can beat you up at times. And, you know, it took me doing the underground experience to finally get the answer to the question. I get this all the time. People go, what's up, Randy? They go, what are you on? They go, what type of vitamins do you take? They go, why are you always so upbeat and excited and enthusiastic? What's going on with you, dude? And I used to give answers like this. I would say, well, you know, I'm just always been like this. I've always been enthusiastic. You know, Mom would want me to be happy. It's just the way I am. But I finally have the answer, because the fact of the matter is this: since hope is the great activator in life, and it really is. It causes every action you do. If there's hope in your future, there's going to be power in your present. And I promise you, the more hopeful your future becomes, the more enthusiastic your present is. The whole gist of life is to stay the 8-year-old and never, ever let the world turn you into that understanding adult. That's the whole key. Never let it happen. The more you try to accomplish in life, just count on coming up against some negative people that are going to try to rip you apart. There's a mean saying, it goes, never tell a big dream to a small-minded person. That's true. If you have a big dream, tell it to people that are accomplishing great things in life. They're going to go, you can do it. I believe in you. Tell yourself that. My mom brainwashed me. I'm hoping to brainwash you. I love you all. Thanks for being part of my life. I hope today added value to your life. Remember, hope is the great activator. The way you can generate hope right now is to take a piece of paper and write down one goal on that piece of paper that you want to accomplish in the next 6 months of your life. Take that piece of paper and put it on your mirror in your bathroom. That way, every morning when you wake up, you will read that goal. That goal will give you fuel for hope because it's going to say, this will be, and it's up to me. That's hope. Set goals, look for the future. Man, you can do anything you want in life if you just tell yourself long enough, believe in it, work towards it, tell the truth, be hopeful, surround yourself with great people, read good books. You got to take action. It all counts. Everything counts. I love you all. Thanks for being part of my life. I'm grateful. Thanks, Sally. Thank you all.